This is from the Petty Corner. I'm Petty Diana, and joining me today is Road to the Title Season 3 contestant Rayden Bombardier. Welcome to the corner.
Thank you for having me. I'm fucking excited to be here.
Of course, thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to recap episode 6 with you, and we're going to go over your performance too.
Cool, let's do it, man. It was a great ass episode. I think it was the best one so far.
Yeah, I think it was the least amount of fouls out of all the episodes that we've seen because there have been a lot of fouls this season.
That was something that I noticed going into my match as well. That I went really clean into my match, no fouls. You know what I mean? So I'm really proud of that, especially being the first time stepping on the stage.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I did appreciate that too because there's been a lot of backlash about, everything being really sloppy. I get like season 1 and 2 because there wasn't like a whole lot to look back at to try to recreate for yourself. But for future contestants, you can look at tapes, you can reach out to the strikers. They're probably super easy to talk to, and get some training tips and practice your technique before you get up there. But I do get it. I guess the nerves and being on a bigger stage in front of Dana White and all that kind of play a factor into it too.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm excited to watch you guys progress.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
of course, this episode started with Pono walking in from the doctor or the hospital, wherever he went. He broke his pinky in training, and then they showed you
I
guys
was
going
there
in.
for that.
How that was it wild?
Like, we knew that he hurt his hand because he looked upset, you know? But when he walked into the house later that day, oh my fucking god. Me and Pono were close, man. Like, we're still close. We still talk. And he was the first person I actually like got to like integrate and talk to out of the whole entire cast. Cause I was like, man, look at this badass dude. Nobody wants to get fucking slapped by that guy. So I walked up to him and I was like, yo, man, I got some pads. You want to train? And he was like, fuck yeah, guy, let's go. He's a sick ass dude.
Yeah, I freaking love that. Yeah, when I saw the pictures of him and Devin, I was like, they are both two scary ass dudes.
Yeah, Devin's a beast too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like EOD in the military. So those guys are built different.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so then they showed the PI and the training there, which I do appreciate because a lot of people think that you guys just come off the couch, which sometimes you guys do when you get the call. You guys just come off the couch and go on stage and slap each other. But you guys actually, there's a lot of technique and training that goes into slapping, and people don't realize that. So I do appreciate that they shine a light on you guys there. But then we get to Bono and Devin's match, and Devin, I think, clubbed him. And then I think Pono clubbed him, and then sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Devin Helms, Devin Jenkins. Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I don't fuck with Devin Jenkins, man. I'm glad he got knocked the fuck out.
Oh.
I don't mean that in like a I mean that as in like that's how he fucking treated me. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was telling me not to talk to people on the other team, kind of like trying to like how are you gonna tell me who to fucking talk to? And guess what? I ended up switching to the other team anyways. I was about to fuck
Mhm.
myself over if I listened to him. He was like
Yeah.
trying to do like these like he was trying to be like the leader of like a training session, like Pono is. Like Pono is.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Pono is the lion like in the pack. He's leading everybody on that team. And then Devin was really just trying to. And like he walked into that training session with Turip and was like, I think we should all stretch. And I was like, man, like nobody actually wants to do this. Like I can feel that nobody wants to do it with him. So I just took that time to go and talk to Turip, and Turip said, fuck all that stretching shit too. So
I do hear from some of the strikers that stretching does help, like, your neck and everything, because it help you relax, to get ready for the impact and everything like that. But I did notice that Pono was leading, Rob's team, not, like, leading it, but he got them together and he showed them, like, the Hawaiian spirit, and it kinda, like, gave the team camaraderie and momentum going into their matchups and everything like that.
I think everybody felt a great presence by Pono. I fucking love and respect Pono and his whole entire family so much, man. Like the swing that I've learned over like my power slap time was literally from them. Like line up, step back. Like I'm not gonna keep going, but I got a whole composition book written down on techniques. You know what I mean? With them,
Yeah.
pictures of my son just flipping through with the season. Cause I was there with the purpose, man. I had a composition book. I had my mindset. I did not come off the couch. I was coming there to bust somebody's ass.
Hey, yeah, I did notice that. You did come there like a man on a mission with a purpose, and you got it done. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Um, so Pono actually did strike first. He clubbed Devin, and then Devin struck next, and he also clubbed, and then Pono ended up knocking him out. And I think that was the moment when Dana was like, he got knocked the fuck out. And it reminded me of the movie Friday.
You know what? That was actually, when Vince knocked him out. When
Oh,
Vince
that was
knocked
when
out,
Vincent. Okay.
yeah, Dominic. He was like, "I knocked him
Yeah.
the fuck out." And then he said, yeah, that was awesome. But,
Yeah.
that knockout with, Pono, I felt it was coming. The way that Devin was, like, bracing, he's sticking his neck out so far, like, I was just watching it. Just, Pono's a big ass dude, bro. Just like
Mhm.
Terp says, a lot of people are giving shit to Terp for some of the things that he's saying to people, but if you actually, like, meet him and you talk to him and you're like, "Man, this guy's actually, like, a fucking, like, cool, normal guy." He is actually just saying what's on his mind. Like, no disrespect to anybody, but if he's saying somebody should be making pizza, that's probably what's on somebody else's mind too. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's what's on my mind, but other people are thinking it. That's the why he's thinking it. So he's just speaking what's on his mind.
Mhm. Yeah, and I agree. A lot of people have been giving him backlash this season, but I think he's hilarious. Like the stuff that he's
When he
said.
started singing, when he was like two step, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, the Cupid shuffle. Um, yeah, so Terp's just like the ultimate hymen. I can't say this enough. I really enjoy the balance that they're bringing to this season with these coaches of Raw being so calm, cool, collected, level-headed, and then Terp just bringing that crazy energy. I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. I was happy to be a part of both teams.
That's so cool that you got to experience both teams and both coaches, so you kinda could take a little bit of training
And
from both of them.
they consider the crazy Hawaiian the third coach for all the alternates. I got to be with them too. I got to be a part of all three teams.
That's so dope. Okay, so now let's get into Dom and Vince's match. The Canadians have been going off this season.
Yeah.
They have been. They came in hot. Okay. I think they both started off kind of slow. Vince first strike didn't really do anything. And then Dominic hit him. He wobbled Vince pretty good, but I think if the refs didn't catch him, he would have fell to the ground. And then
I didn't know that that happened. That was shocking for me to watch. Just because, like, we know these people and I care for them and stuff. And I also might fight them one day too, for sure. Like, I for sure know I'll fight a lot of these guys that we're talking about. So when I saw him get rocked, I was like, oh shit. And then at the same time, I was like, ah, fuck. Like,
yeah. And then round 2, Dominic, like I said, he wobbled Vince. That's when Terp was yelling, "Step to the right," or whatever, the Cupid Shuffle song, that's what it reminded me of, and then in round 3, Vince ended up knocking him out, and that's when Dana went, "He got knocked the fuck out."
yeah.
But
I mean, he was
what do you
talking
think?
a bunch of fucking shit, man. Honestly, he was talking shit to a lot of people. I mean, that's just like
Who,
Dominic's.
Dominic or Vince?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
just Dominic's personality, I guess. I mean, he at first, me and him and Tyler Gross, like they become real good friends because we all got in the same team, and I'm cool with them too. But I have a feeling, man. Like I was training and they were looking at me from the side of their eye, and I was a Pono. I was like, yeah, motherfuckers, look at me. You know what I mean? I want you to see the work that I'm putting in because I'm not hiding it. I want y'all to fucking look at me. I don't even look like I'm in the same weight class as y'all. You know what I mean? I'm fucking way bigger than y'all. And yeah, Dominic just talks a lot of trash, and he's a funny guy, man. I actually fuck with him. I think I'm gonna fight him too. There's a list of people that I think I'm gonna fight, but yeah, for sure.
that's awesome. It was good to see Dominic was a returning face. I'm loving the returning faces that people that we haven't seen in a long time too, because it kind of brings experience, and then we hope to see some more stuff from them, and it's giving them another chance.
It was great for them to bring in people like that for us because like I don't know if anybody knows, but I didn't really even know too much about Power Slap. I was competing in Muay Thai and MMA and they called me and I just said, fuck it, let's go. Like I've seen it before, but I've never actually like watched a full match or gone to an event. And I respect it so much. I know how big it is. Obviously everybody's seen the clips, so yeah.
Yeah, live events are fucking insane. I went to Power Slap 8 and I probably sound like a broken record, and everyone's probably like, "This bitch is crazy." But, like, seriously, go to a live event and then come talk to me about Power Slam because,
Yeah,
there's
it
a lot of
looks awesome.
controversy
I
around
can't wait
it.
to be a part of one.
Yeah. So Chris Devo actually sat in front of me during the last one, and we were just talking back and forth, and then he did a recap with me, but it was his first time actually being in the audience, and it's just a wild experience.
Yeah, I'm sure, man.
Then we get to your match. I love the backstories that they show because it gives us a chance to show us that you guys are just like human and where you come from and everything like that. They showed your son. I just want to say he's adorable and he has the same birthday as me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were supposed to go against Broderick, but then he didn't get medically cleared, so they brought in Neil Thomason for you to go against.
Actually, I wanna clarify that because a lot of people are asking me what happened with that switch up. It wasn't, like, really like, we don't really know what happened. So what happened is I was cutting down from, like, 200 to 170, okay? I was about to fight
Wow.
Broderick Renee, and I did it on 2 weeks' notice. I was at 179, and Frank, the president, and Terp I was still on Terp's team at the time, they pulled me out of their training session and, like, literally brought me to a lobby, all kinds of cameras. I thought they were gonna show it, you know? And so they said, "Hey, the athletic commission isn't going to clear you." And this is where I give a lot of respect to Power Slap because Frank looked at me like the president. He looked at me. He was like, "Hey, man, um, I really want you to do well, and I just don't think that you're going to do well with your body like this. And I get that you need it, but as a person, I don't feel comfortable letting you do this. You know what I mean?" And so I give a lot of love and respect to him. And Joey Varner was looking at me as they canceled my match. He's like, "Be ready tomorrow. I don't care what they say. Be ready tomorrow." So they when I got back to the house after that interview, I was doing my interview and they were like, "So how do you feel about leaving the house?" And I was like, "What? Nobody told me I had to fucking leave the house. Like they told me I was, going on to the next round." And so they took me out of the house and it was Broderick and Neil. And then so this is where a lot of people don't know what happened to. Broderick Renee failed a fucking drug test. Okay.
Ooh.
He's trying to keep that down low. Fuck that guy, bro. He's kind of an asshole, man, honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to like gaslight him or anything, but he's trying to like act all professional and be like, if I can train here, then I can go anywhere to be the best that I can be. Shut your ass up, dude. Like, you sound more smoked out than me, and I'm from fucking California, dog. Like, man, I'm glad, bro. I didn't end up fighting him because I love being able to share the stage with somebody like Neil because he's such a great person.
So to clarify, they were not gonna let you get to 170. And what weight class did you fight in again? In
They
this one?
didn't clear me for welterweight.
Okay.
20 minutes notice before Broderick and Neil fought, he failed his drug test. They came to him and said, "Hey, you're out." And then they came to me and like literally I'm just like sitting in the back like pissed. And they're like, "Yo, we
Yeah.
got a fight for you. You ready?" I threw my mouthpiece and I was like, "Oh, let's go." It was crazy. Like it went from 0 to like 1,000 and just lights, cameras, action. You just walk up there, it's the fucking stage. You see Dana just like it's fucking insane, bro. Like it's everything I ever wanted.
I freaking love it. So then we get to yours and Neil's matches, and it kind of like started off slow, but you guys both progressively got better and stronger as the match went on, and ultimately you got the decision. I want to see you come back with a knockout next time.
Yeah, I think so. I think I will. Honestly.
Well, we'll see. You were very entertaining. You're like, "Come here, bitch." You're
Yeah,
telling
you
him
know
like,
what? That's really just my warrior spirit oozing, man. That's me on the inside. I saw somebody do like a recap of my fight and say there's a difference between trying to be like super like you saw Stevie Ray and Brandon Kerr's match. Like that was
mhm.
like kind of cheesy, bro. Like honestly, like I think that was pretty cheesy. I don't think that was real. I don't think Brandon Kerr is a real fighter. I think he's a bitch. I think Stevie Ray. I think he's a little bit of a fake, honestly. I like Stevie Ray, but I don't think he's that crazy, bro. I think I could beat his ass, man, honestly. Like, people are like, "Oh, whoa, look at this guy, he's fucking crazy." Bro, let me walk out and let him walk out in front of a live audience, and that shit would go fucking bonkers, bro. But I would show him that it's not WWE. People get fucking hurt.
Yeah, well, I hope to see you on the next card then.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be ready. I'm training my ass off, man. I'm like closer to 170 than 185 right now. So let's go.
So do you plan on staying at middleweight or going to welterweight in the
Well, I
future?
never planned on being at middleweight to begin with. So, I don't wanna go over it too much because some of the show hasn't came out yet, but
Okay.
I I
Yeah.
I got my stripes here in this weight class, and I'd like to go to welter, and just as a person, I've been cutting weight a lot throughout my life, and I'd love to go to 155 one day.
Love it. But the welterweight does need some, spicing up, some more excitement too.
Yeah. I didn't even know that until I got there, and I was looking around at all the welterweights, and you know what? No disrespect to anybody, but I was looking at them. I was like, man, these guys are fucking small, dude. I was like, these guys are small. They don't. I don't think they could beat me in a fucking fist fight. Like, you guys are 170. You're 170. Damn. Like, I'm about to be a world champion. See me in the top 10 in the next 6 months. I promise you.
Um, One thing though too is like I don't know how far in advance you guys get the calls for and everything, but from season 1 and season 2, a lot of the guys got like short notice calls to be on the show, so they came off the couch. But some guys they would, they came back when they would come back after their show was over, they would drop down a weight class because that's like the proper weight class they need to be in. So it's kind of like fitting for your situation as well.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of got thrown in there really quickly, so nobody really had
Mhm.
that much time to cut down.
Yeah.
Unless they were already, like, on the show active and ready to fight again.
Yeah. Okay, then next week, well, yeah, next week we have 4 fights on this one. This is the first episode that we're getting 4 fights out of that. We have Devin Helm and Bryce Jones.
Let's
I have a
go,
question.
Devin Helms and Bryce Jones. They're both my boys.
So I have a question about that one. Do you guys know your matchups, like, as soon as you get into the house, or do they make them, like, week by week or day by day?
Right after, like, the day of the fight, like, after the fights are all over, the next morning, the names are on the board.
So when they pick teams, right, like, since from the first night, like, they didn't know until the day before their fight?
Yeah, nobody knew who they were fighting.
Okay, so production is messy for that one because they had beef like starting from day one, and now they're gonna put them against each other to solve it. So I love that.
Yeah, that was weird how they put, Devin and Bryce in the very beginning of the season, but you know what? It's, like, fucking exciting, it captures eyes, and, yeah, that was great to watch. I can't wait to see their match.
I want to see more of the house stuff. They need to make the episodes longer. I can't preach this enough. When they post like, "What do you think of this episode?" I put like, "I'm gonna petition to make them longer." I like to see the athleticism and the things that you guys do on stage, but I also want to see the drama in the house. They promoted so much fights, but they haven't really shown us anything crazy yet that happened in the house.
I'm not sure how the episodes are gonna play out in the next couple episodes, or like what the timing is gonna be like for fights versus in-house stuff. But I think we're gonna see a lot more of in-house stuff, and maybe they'll take it down from 3 fights to 2 fights. You know what I mean,
Mhm.
or something of the sort. Because I agree with you. I think there should be more stuff from in the house, or maybe they have longer episodes this season. Who knows? We don't know yet.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out. And then outside of them, we also have Hunter and Daniel, Brandon Rhodes and Edward Salazar, and Cody Ogg and Bryce Smith. So we get 4 matches this week coming up, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. You know what? I have something bothering me. I want to say it real quick. Is
Go
that
ahead.
for those who don't know, everybody on Power Slap has been trying to contact Edward Salazar. If you guys haven't seen Edward Salazar, we everybody talks to him. Me and Pono talk to him. Everybody talks to him all the time. Nobody's been able to get a hold of him. I don't want to like overstep, you know what I mean? But I'm about ready to message one of his family members to make sure he's okay. Because I'm a real friend, bro. I really want to make sure he's okay. And it's his fight week. He fights tomorrow. We haven't heard from him in like a week or two. Like, I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, I love that you're being a good friend, and I hope that we can find him and reach him before you have to take the next steps. Hopefully, it's just something because, social media and, having a huge presence on it can be a lot. So maybe he's just taking a break, and I hope that's the case
I
and it's
hope
not
that's the
something more
case.
serious.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
But hopefully, we get some answers. So before we sign off, I just need to know, who do you think is the pettiest person from this season?
I hate giving this guy so much clout, but I fucking hate Brandon Kerr, bro. Brandon Kerr is such a bitch. He's like literally in all the comment sections talking about my son. Like once you start talking about people's kids,
Mm.
go check other like all the other interviews and stuff that he does, talking about, oh, this guy needs to pay for his kid. Oh, he's a deadbeat dad. This. Oh, he's homeless. Oh, where are you sleeping tonight? He's like in my DMs every single day messaging me. Honestly, I didn't want to give that guy any clout, bro, but I'd gladly give him another match, bro. He's got a losing ass fucking record, but I actually want to fucking hit him, and I don't think I would get a chance to physically hurt him unless we got matched up together. So
Yeah, I don't know the guy, but generally speaking, I think it's distasteful and classless when you bring family and personal stuff into it. But that's just me. Um, Hopefully things can get resolved
it's
there.
a good. Hey, he got his ass kicked by KILE the Chief, anyways, twice. I saw it with my eyes. I heard his fucking head bounce off the ground. So yeah.
Spoiler. Who was the easiest person to live with?
You know what, man? William Shockey is my brother, man. William Shockey is the best person in the fucking world. And Dakota and Vince and Pono and honestly, Darren Godfrey Jr. is fucking nice as fuck, bro. People don't think that because of the he looks like a fucking gangster, which he is, but he's really nice, bro. Pono, like, bro, but William Shockey, that's my brother, man. I play video games with him and Dakota all the time, and I don't see myself not talking to him as I get older.
Love it. Who was the hardest person to live with?
Uh, it's funny. I didn't really have anybody hard to live with, but I this is kind of a spoiler. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
Well, you
All
could say,
right,
and then
fine.
if I think it's too
Okay.
much, I can cut it out.
All right. So I ended up rooming with Alan Klingbeil
Mhm.
and Josh Bovert. And I gave enough negativity towards Brandon and stuff. So towards Alan, it was funny because he's like a real military cut guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure his room's like super tidy. I'm sure like he's like super tidy. You know what I mean? So like I would have like a water cup on my counter and he'd be like, bro, what the fuck is this? I'd be like, dude, it's water. He was like, oh, you fucking slob. And then he'd like walk around the room naked the whole time. And I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Uh, Oh, he was quite a character to live with. Like you actually had to like deal with living with him. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, shout out to Mr. USA contestant.
Yeah, shout out to Alan Klingbeil, bro, the USA contestant, bro. He's a fucking beast. I hope he wins that competition. I'm a fucking fan of him. And his slap style is fucking sick.
Okay, so Vern has had, like, 7 matches in Power Slap. He's only been knocked out twice, and Alan is one of them. So that I'm excited to see him back because we haven't seen
I
him in a
see
while.
Alan contesting with a title in the future again, no doubt. I mean, all these guys that are on the show, we're all there to be in the title rankings. Like I swear, everybody that's continuing, you're gonna see a lot of us in the top 10 for sure. You're gonna see me for sure. It's really a new wave of strikers. Seriously, when they brought the first season and the second season, okay, that's cool. But now we're starting to get like a more defined. Like you said, people are starting to learn from other strikers. Like now we have an idea. Like those guys were kind of guessing. We kind of have an idea of what to do when we go up there, and just like Dana said, I think I'm getting better with every strike, and I can't wait to get up there. Like I fucking love the fight itself. I don't even think about the money. Like I walk up there and I needed the fight. I fucking needed to fight. I needed to get hit.
Mhm. Get out some pent up aggression and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Um, but I do want to see your cast clean up their their technique because like I said, it's been a little sloppy this season. But I'm sure we'll see that moving on. And you guys don't really get any practice until you really get on stage and able to perform.
The only practice we really had throughout the show was with each other and kind of like on the bob outside. And those training sessions were kind of just made for TV. They were to help us train somewhat, but like really the real training is like all the mental training and all the technique you do by yourself and just like how I would sit there with Pono and his family and just be like, he'd be like, "No, guy, look, back up, do this." He's like, you think this is like the best way to swing?" Like, no, like when you sit there and have somebody help you like that, that's the best way of getting better. And as far as the cast like not being very clean, I don't know how many of the cast members were actively like fighting. Like I was like actively fighting at that time, so maybe I was just a little bit more accurate. That's just maybe what's going through my mind. But they cleaned up their strikes after the first strike.
Yeah. I love it. Well, I'm excited to see what you do next on this season. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here and recapping this episode with me. I'm going to have you back to do a full Petty Corner episode one day. I
Let's
appreciate
go.
you. Is there
Let's
anything
go.
that you want to share with the fans or anything?
I'm a beast, bro. I'm cutting. I'm 170 pretty much. Like I could get to 170 in a couple days, man. And Erica, Frank, Dana, if you guys want to call me back, I'm gonna say yes no matter what. Middleweight, welterweight. I'm a fighter at my heart. You guys know I'll say yes. And yeah, bro, I want to stay active. Genuinely, I know people say that a lot, but really, call me. I want to stay active. I want to be in front of fans. I love this shit.
I love it. I can't wait to see. But for those of you guys tuning in, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. See you next Tuesday and stay petty, bitches.
Stay petty.
Exactly.